1. Night of Temptation. The Curse. Unleashed. The moon was full and bright, casting a pale glow over the deserted village. The houses were dilapidated and overgrown with vines. The streets were cracked and littered with debris, and the air was thick with silence. No one had lived here for decades, ever since the curse had fallen upon the land. The curse was a legend, a tale of horror and madness that had been passed down from generation to generation. It was said that long ago, a powerful witch had lived in the village, practicing dark arts and summoning evil spirits. She had been feared and hated by the villagers, who had accused her of causing plagues, famines, and deaths. One night, they had gathered a mob and stormed her house, intending to burn her at the stake. But the witch had been prepared and had unleashed a terrible curse upon them. She had vowed that every 10 years, on the night of the full moon, the lost souls of the dead would rise from their graves and haunt the living, driving them to madness and despair. She had also warned that anyone who entered the village would be affected by the curse and would join the parade of the lost souls. The curse had been fulfilled, and the village had become a place of horror and madness. Every decade, on the night of the full moon, the lost souls would materialize, taking the form of ghostly figures, twisted creatures, and monstrous apparitions. They would roam the streets, searching for the living, and lure them into a mysterious parade that led to the forest. The living who followed the parade would never return, and would become part of the curse. The village had been abandoned, and no one dared to enter it. The curse had been forgotten by the outside world, and the village had been left to rot. But tonight, something was different. Tonight, there were visitors. They were a group of 5 young people who had come to the village for a dare. They were thrill seekers who enjoyed exploring haunted places and documenting their experiences. They had heard of the legend of the curse and had decided to investigate it. They had arrived at the village just before sunset, armed with cameras, flashlights, and backpacks. They had planned to spend the night in the village and see if they could find any evidence of the paranormal. They had chosen an old inn as their base and had set up their equipment there. They had split into 2 teams and had agreed to explore different parts of the village. They had also agreed to keep in touch via walkie-talkies and to meet back at the inn before midnight. They had been confident and excited, eager to prove their courage and curiosity. They had not been afraid of the curse or the lost souls. They had thought it was all a myth, a story to scare children. They had been wrong. The first team consisted of Jake and Mia, who were a couple. Jake was the leader of the group and the one who had suggested the dare. He was tall and muscular, with short blonde hair and blue eyes. He was adventurous and charismatic, always looking for new challenges and experiences. Mia was his girlfriend and his loyal follower. She was petite and pretty, with long brown hair and green eyes. She was sweet and cheerful, always supporting Jake in his ideas. They had decided to explore the eastern part of the village, where the church and the cemetery were located. The second team consisted of Leo, Zoe, and Sam, who were friends. Leo was Jake's best friend and his partner in crime. He was short and skinny, with curly black hair and brown eyes. He was smart and witty, always cracking jokes and making fun of everything. Zoe was Leo's girlfriend and his opposite. She was tall and curvy, with straight blonde hair and blue eyes. She was serious and rational, always questioning and analyzing everything. Sam was the newest member of the group and the most timid. He was chubby and nerdy with glasses and freckles. He was shy and quiet, always following and agreeing with the others. They had decided to explore the western part of the village, where the school and the library were located. pilgrims had set off and had begun their exploration. They had walked through the empty streets, shining their flashlights and taking pictures. They had entered the abandoned buildings, searching for clues and signs of the past. They had found nothing but dust and decay, and had been disappointed and bored. They had started to doubt the legend and to mock the curse. They had not noticed the change in the atmosphere or the shadows that were creeping behind them. They had not realized that the night had fallen and that the moon had risen. They had not heard the faint whispers or the distant cries. They had not seen the lost souls or the parade that was forming. They had not felt the madness or the temptation that was growing. They had not known that the curse had been unleashed and that they were in grave danger. They had not known that this night would be their last.